Welcome to Cardano Over Coffee. Please remember to join us live on Twitter Spaces Monday through Friday, 1:30 p.m. UTC, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube and download our podcast on all platforms. Today's show we have Bashocaps. They're throwing it back to the 90s with milk caps, only it's Cardano Style. The game demo is out now, and the drop is coming soon. Join us at Rare Evo in Denver, Colorado, August 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets at rareevo.io. Use coupon code COC10 for 10% off. Let's listen in to what Bashocaps has built.
You said this started in 2021? You've been in Cardano since 2021? You've been here before? Were you doing crypto before?
No, so my first mint was C-Bits, actually. I minted C-Bits with a bunch of friends. My friends actually got in minted buds and didn't tell me until C-Bits. So I kind of, I guess, chose the wrong one to first get in, but that was my first mint. If anyone remembers minting C-Bits, you kind of had that Google Doc.
Oh, I love my C-Bits.
You had to send to the address, and you kind of just didn't know. It was a lot different time back then. I mean, you probably remember selling NFTs in Discord. That was the only way you can buy or sell. And it was fun. It was kind of like the Wild Wild West a little bit. And it kind of we got hooked.
Got it. So that's when you got motivated to start this.
Correct. So that was kind of when, if we're being honest, everybody was making promises of things. And kind of saying, oh, we're going to do this, but nobody was actually delivering anything. So our whole feeling was, okay, like, how hard could this be? We love this game. Let's bring a game where you can play with your NFTs. That sounds amazing. The problem was we were thinking it was going to take 6 to 8 months, and we're here. Actually, I believe the Twitter anniversary of Bashocaps is officially was 2 years ago, last week. So yeah, it took a little bit longer than we anticipated.
Wow.
Out of curiosity, and hi, this is Epoch. I appreciate you coming on the show. I'm just curious, how you came up with that kind of initial timeline.
For 6 to 9 months, you mean?
Yeah, what was some back of the envelope math there, or did you have a tech team at the time? What's been the growth of the team over that time?
So we found a gaming team that was actually based in Ukraine at the time. They've been awesome the entire time. They've made tweaks, etc. Their original timeline was that it would be ready in 6 months. We had an artist ready to go. He was already working on things. Then really we kind of hit a snag once. So I'm in a field that I would have to require disclosing that I am running a business outside of my regular day-to-day. So we had to get legal involved and had to file for an LLC and all of that fun stuff. And then just right there, that took another 4.5 months. And then we needed someone to do the back end because we needed someone to integrate it to the blockchain. I mean, my background's in finance. My partner's background is in marketing and insurance. Those two don't really translate too well to wallet integration and technology. So we needed to find a partner, really, and that's where we found the Cardano Canucks, who, in my opinion, couldn't be better. In my opinion, there is no one better in partnering with us and bringing the game to life and bringing the game to the blockchain.
That's Canucks Publishing?
Yes.
Got it. I'm looking at your website right now. So who's behind the PFP right now? I see a whole bunch of people on your team. You're Gotcha. Got it. Yes. I figured because I see the C-Bits.
Yes. Gotcha. I was
and it's stake and you're doxxed.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I've been we were on Kaizen's YouTube couple months ago. You can see my face. It's not as pretty as probably most, but it's up there.
You trying to have an ugly contest with me or what?
Maybe. You want to take some selfies and send them out, tweet them out, see who wins?
That was an incredible response, I just got to say.
I love it. You know how to banter. Okay, so then I see that one of your team members also says here that has operated a stake pool since 2017.
He has. It's my we were actually college roommates, so that's how we actually lived together 17 years ago at this point. And he got into Cardano in 2017. So he has been running a passive stake pool since then. It's kind of been a passion of his. So he's been very involved with Cardano, and I didn't really get involved until NFTs came about.
Got it. So for those who are not familiar, like me, I was born in 1981. I definitely lived the 90s, but maybe I lived in South America and have no idea what this milk caps is about. So take me a little bit down that journey to see.
Yeah. So it was a game that kind of came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere in the 90s, really. It's actually been around for much longer. It's gone by a lot of names. It's gone by milk caps. It's gone by pogs. It depends where you're really located in the country, and in the world, really. And they were these kind of almost like commemorative cardboard tokens that would come in a cereal box, or they came in bags of chips and stuff like that. And almost like if you've ever gotten a Cracker Jack box where there's like a little prize in it, it's similar to that. So then suddenly they exploded. They went
they used to call them tassels where I come from.
Okay.
Just so the little round things that you like battle with, right?
Yes. So so what you would do, and what we did, was you would have a tower of them, and I would put in 10, and let's say you would put in 10, and then we would slam them with a slammer, or what we call a basho blade. The slammer would then cause the caps to kind of explode, and whatever landed face up would go to you, and whatever would landed face down would go back in the pile. So we used to play it on like the playground. I'd play it with my friends after school. At points, you'd have bags and bags of them, basically everywhere.
Yeah, now I know what they are. Yes, They call them differently where I come from, and I collected them. They had all kinds. Like they had with licensed ones. I collected them more than played, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, you would have ones that were like sponsored, like there were Major League Baseball team ones, there was Kellogg's ones, you named it. And then it also they had ones that artists started to get involved and do custom ones and releases. And that's where it really sort of suddenly people looked at them more of, instead of just getting it in a cereal box, they were suddenly had this like one of 100 collectible that you would play for keeps with your friends. So at points you'd be able to play against your friends, and that cap might have been worth $3. And when you're in 6th grade or 5th grade, when you're playing with 10 caps that are worth $3 each, and suddenly your friend loses all his caps to you, that was a good day, because you could then go sell some of his caps to the hobby store or whatever you wanted to really do with it. And that's kind of where the inspiration came, because it was something that we really liked and enjoyed.
That is really cool. Now I'm looking at this little video you have here, representation of a battle, and I like it. Have you thought about partnering with projects within the community? It seems like a great opportunity for having some of this people's favorites NFTs.
So we've actually partnered with about 6 projects right now. We've partnered with Dirt Birds. We've partnered with Lazy Llamas. We've partnered with Drom's Auction House. We've partnered with Phoenix Arena, Cardano Gaming Community, and a couple others as well. And I know I'm forgetting somebody, and somebody's going to make a comment later, but and Angel Baby Hit Squad. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. And we did custom caps for them that are actually, their community will be able to play the game with that cap. So instead of requiring one of ours to play, once we go live, you can actually play with one of those. And those caps actually have an added benefit in game as well. So that was one of the benefits we offered to the other projects. Because listen, we all know the NFT space right now has been kind of quiet. So we've always wanted this to be a Cardano centric project, and kind of something that I'm of the belief that a rising tide raises all ships, and something that I think is important in Cardano that's a lot different than ETH and other NFT scenes, in my opinion, that it is a lot more community driven. And it's something that we kind of get away from sometimes, especially during bear markets. But it's something that's important to us, and I think important to the overall community.
I can't believe you almost forgot about Fettuccine right in front of his,
I know, he would have been so mad.
in front of his cousin Nudes too.
Oh, that would have been, yeah. Hopefully, well, I don't know if he's listening to it, but yeah, I did not forget about Fettuccine. It's an awesome looking cat.
Oh, we have Chatty, and he is the gossip spreader, so he would have heard it just because.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, you don't want him sending
close one.
a baby hitman over to your house.
I have a question here. So I'm looking at this, and I see these two guys. Do you have any gals? Do you have any girls like?
So you're talking about in the game?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I play it as a woman?
There's customizable characters are not out there yet. That will be something that some of the in-game changes that we're going to make, where you're able to earn in-game tokens that you can buy upgrades. There will be customizable characters. I have an idea that I think
there's
really
a
cool.
Female tax. Are you telling me I have to upgrade to a woman? I mean, it makes sense.
Well, I mean,
that will be called an upgrade, but
listen,
it's not fair.
My wife would tell me that, yeah, that it needs to be upgraded. So that's how you'd have to pay extra to be a woman.
Joe wants to pay extra to be a woman.
I don't know about that. We already have to pay extra already for being a woman. I don't know if I like that idea.
But it's if you kind of look at the game from it's kind of a combination of a Mortal Kombat,
which they have a woman, and they always pick the woman.
Do I gotta pay extra to be Mexican?
Definitely, Joe.
No
definitely.
Doubt.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you get when a woman is behind the coffee cup. You're going to get this kind of questions because nobody else will do it. So,
Joe, just pay in pesos. You're fine.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you said your first mint is happening when?
Friday.
Oh, okay. And what are the details for that mint? Did you do whitelist? Can anybody? Is it public?
It's public. There's an early mint access for OGs. So for the people that have been supporting us for a while, they get an hour head start. Up to 5 mints each. The total mint's 5,000, and the price is 120. But it's not your standard mint, right? So if anybody remembers getting those caps, or when they were younger, they never really came as a solo cap. So they're actually in packs of 3. So you will receive 3 NFTs guaranteed in your pack with a 25% chance of a fourth, which is a fourth Basho blade. So
I think that how it used to be. Didn't you just have like a chance to get an extra one of those in your packs?
You did, yeah.
Sweet.
It was kind of like a bonus. So it brings the actual mint price per NFT down to 48.
Got it. And then you said 5,000?
Correct.
And that's like, is that just for the first edition? Or are you going to keep on bringing out new?
So our longer term goal is, listen, I mean, it's great. And I support anyone that does it, does staking, does all that. But for the majority of people, your NFTs just kind of sit in your wallet, you know, and you can look at them on Pool PM, etc. We wanted to kind of let you play with them and let you try and earn with them. So I don't anticipate a future release for Bashocaps, but we do plan on doing future games in the arcade. So this is kind of our first game of the arcade. We're going to take community feedback for it. I'm partial. I would really love to do like a Space Invaders game. If anybody remembers playing Space Invaders, I used to love that game. And I think it would be really cool if you could play on the blockchain and could have like a ship that you minted or something like that. But as of now, we have no plans to do a second mint for Bashocaps.
So let me get this straight. So you're going to have it limited to 5,000 and that's it?
It's 15,000 total caps.
Okay.
5,000.
And during this game, people, if you win, do you take people's NFTs? Or
not
really?
No. So that's it's a good question. But there's a certain level of legality involved when you're taking something of value from someone that it needs to be a game of skill. And technically speaking, it is a game of skill with our power bar, but the legal actual details are kind of fuzzy on it. So as of now, we haven't flushed them out entirely to figure out, could I theoretically play against you and take your caps, and let's say they're worth 58 a piece and I took 6 of them, do you take a loss of that 300 ADA, or like how does that work? So that's something that we have to figure out longer term.
And that's also if you don't make them limited like this, right? Like if you keep having supplies added to it, then it's also different, right? But if you're limiting to 15,000, then there's scars, so that's another element to it.
It gets a little, let's say, it gets a little hazy when you start playing for keeps. If it's feasible, well, it's definitely feasible, but if it's legal.
Got it. And if anybody has any questions, this would be the time to come up here and ask your questions. Any of you guys have questions, Big Joe, Nudes?
How do you play? What's like the mechanics? Like,
excuse me?
Like, how do you play like that? You know, it's a really weird question. Is it keyboard? Is it mouse? Are you how's it work?
So if you can actually play the demo right now on our website. There's a power bar at the top of it. You click the power inside the power bar, and the character throws the blade at the tower. And it essentially flips the caps up.
I was made aware that your DMs are closed, so you might want to.
My DMs?
Oh, well, yeah, the project DMs. So maybe since you're a project, you might want to keep those open so people can reach out to you.
Really? That's news to me.
I
get DMs all
I wasn't
day long.
able to DM you.
Really?
You got me blocked?
Maybe.
No, you wouldn't be in here if you had me blocked, homie.
Hi, Hero.
Yeah, I can't either, so they're definitely closed.
Okay, fixing it now.
So you want to set it up so that people that don't follow you probably have it just so followers or something like that can DM you. But being a project, you want anybody to be able to reach out to you. I know it sucks sometimes, but it's just something that you need to deal with.
Yeah, that's no problem. I'll fix it right now.
I blocked Hero once, and he got angry with me too. So,
so I have a couple questions, right? Why that price point and why that amount? You're limiting yourself to so many players with that amount, and being that it's like a first game. 128 in this market, I'm not gonna I'm just gonna give it to you straight, right? 128 is gonna be probably a lot for somebody to put out for NFTs in this market.
So that's we've kind of hemmed and hawed over the price, right? We came completely out of pocket for everything that we've built and paid for it all. So this kind of all gets us back around even, give or take. And for us to, and we never wanted to kind of fund from mint, right? Like, so we wanted to pay for it and have it working ahead of time. And that was kind of a challenge of ours. So we settled on that price because when you break it down, most people typically don't mint one NFT. So if they're going to, when you break it down to, it's actually 48 a cap, it makes it more like reasonable in my opinion. And we all know the price of Cardano right now, and then it makes it even more reasonable when we put it into US dollar terms.
I mean, I'm going to be like, I like the idea and everything, and I understand what you're trying to do with the price and make your money back and you have a workable game. But it's not like it's a revolutionary game, right? It's kind of that arcade style game. And when I go to an arcade, I don't put, $30 in, $20 to play. I play with quarters. Now Pog's fun, right? And I could see it taking off. I used to play it when I was a kid, right? And I would see it like Pogs were cheap, right? And they were made out of cardboard. I never paid a lot for mine when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Does it make sense to you?
No,
I'm just thinking about players. Like, are you going to be able to amass the amount of players that you want at that price point, or would you have been better off to do it cheaper and get more? You know what I mean?
It makes sense. And frankly, like it's if we could have released it, like the plan was to release it a year ago, and frankly, we probably aren't having this discussion with an issue with, because our biggest challenge has been building a community. Because let's be honest, you go on Twitter right now, nobody's really talking about NFTs. They're talking about meme coins. They're talking about bear market. They're talking about etc. So originally the plan was to kind of like that concept that you said, okay, you had to put a quarter in a machine to play the arcade. Originally we thought, okay, what if we did that where we had a lower price point, but then somebody had to actually buy one ADA worth, or a one ADA worth of like an entry token to play, and it was like a quarter, and you got 25 per ADA, and you played it like that, or you got 4 per ADA, and you played it like that. Logistically, I didn't want to charge somebody to play the game, so I would rather a holder be able to play for free, and that's kind of why we settled on the price point.
Yeah, I totally get it. I'm not trying to bash your shit, because it's a lot of work that you put into it. I totally understand that. I just want to see you succeed, right? And that's, I think, going to be a stickler for you, is getting enough players to stay and play the game for long enough, right, that it's going to build momentum. Paying 120 for 3 caps. I don't know. It's just my thought.
No, I get that. No, I get that. And some of and I want to reward holders, right? And I want to reward players. So that's one of the things that we're doing, where there's going to be a dedicated monthly prize pool of 15% of all royalties go to a prize pool for people that win and and earn tokens, and then there's 15% to the holders.
Okay,
so
really, like, yeah.
What's that? I'm sorry.
So there's more to it. Like, people have some chances to win some royalties.
Exactly. So like, if you're doing it at 15% of royalties will go to the monthly prize pools, and the top 10 get paid out, and then we're going to have a royalty percentage go to the actual holders, because I don't personally want to do something like staking or give you a token that's 0.00009 6 months from now. But if I can offer you something that, okay, you can earn in game and actually compete for prizes, and then also if you want to upgrade your character to a girl, you can.
Which is definitely an upgrade.
Definitely.
Well, I don't want to step on our next guest's toes, so we gotta start wrapping it up, and we might have one more question. Make it quick if we can.
Sure. Well, I've honestly just been like over here, like dropping hype emotes because I freaking loved Pogs. I've got a lot of cool collectible Pogs still. I like this idea a lot. I'll just say super fast, like as a blockchain game dev, I can appreciate the logistical concerns. At Unbounded Earth, we made these arcade cabinets, and I'll just say that like the concept has room to grow, right? So to put out a nice lean product that is a workable game, that was a challenge enough on its own. High scores, being able to charge people per play, all that kind of stuff, like that needs funding and time to develop. And of course, I can we had to pay for development of the arcade cabs as they are right now. So I think that's something that the space overall could stand to appreciate a little more, is like these are startups and you're not just investing in an NFT, you're investing in an idea. It sounds like you have a lot on your mind other than just this milk caps game. So I think it's really cool that you're putting something out there. I will also say I'd pay $10 to $20 to go to a barcade, or whatever you call it. That's a trademarked word, like Pog. But I'd pay $10 to $20 for unlimited plays just for one day at a place. So like a $40 thing to play a game unlimited forever. Like, you can reason the math, you can reason that it's expensive either way. Like, I think it comes down to if you think it's a cool game. So I'm excited to try it. I really want to see what it's like.
And again, I just want to point out that that's not what I want to see. It be successful, right? And so that's why I was questioning it.
Yeah, I could go on numbers too, like pricing and supply size. That's like, should it be more expensive? Should it be for more people, or only a few people can buy it and they'll pay whatever they want? Like, that's a whole other space entirely. But, we're experimenting. We got to take risks and try things and see what works. That's what it's all about.
Miggy, I know you had your hand up. I know we got to get to our next guest, but Miggy, you had your hand up for a while.
Yeah, I was just going to make a comment, I guess, around just like perceived value of these things. And it's more of a general comment to NFT. Goddamn, sorry. General comment around NFTs and stuff, and how you got to like present value to people and make it as accessible as possible. Like the information about, how people can see the value in these NFTs. Because obviously it is hard sometimes in spaces, in a tweet, to have that value come across, right? And then, this is what makes floor prices go down sometimes. I know it's a bit of a, things that people don't like to talk about, but it's kind of important that, your floor price doesn't go to shit, because I'm sure your community won't like that. So yeah, it's just about like communicating that value, because you just mentioned some really cool stuff around like royalties and that linking into the game experience and competitions. I think that's really cool to communicate, and that you can get a community around that type of stuff quite quickly, because people will be competing with each other, making like factions, working together. So yeah, I don't know, it could be interesting to explore stuff like that and make that really visible.
That was a great addition to the conversation, Miggy. Really good way to segue into our final words, Basho.
Yeah, I can pin it. So it is it's been a passion of ours and something that we've worked really hard on. I never thought I'd be having game developer conversations in the middle of the night, but it's something that we believe in and frankly want to share with as many people as possible. My Twitter DMs are open now, so to all people, anyone who tried to DM me that had an issue, they are open. And frankly, it's something that I think everyone can enjoy, and it's something that you can compete against your friends. Like Miggy said, that was the concept that we kind of wanted. You wanted to be able to say, we want to have a leaderboard and be able to post, okay, Miggy's at 100 earned this month, somebody's at 90, and then Miggy and him are playing against each other, playing to try and win that top prize for the month going before the month end. So that's kind of what we envisioned, that it is an arcade and it is something fun, but it's also something you compete at and win. So there's a bunch of further other things you can check out our white paper that go into rarity multipliers and things like that, in-game benefits, but feel free to check them out. And thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to Cardano Over Coffee, and a special thanks to Bashocaps for coming by today. Make sure to check out their demo live now. Links down below. Join us at Rare Evo at Denver, Colorado, August 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets at rareevo.io. Use coupon code COC10 for 10% off.